This video is going to be about chats that I've had with Jesus and Brent Spiner, the love of my life. Here's some tidbits from the last time that I spoke with Jesus. Remember when you used to think that rock music was satanic? You need to have an open mind. And he told me to read Philippians 1:6. He said, Gail, you are a work in progress, and you have much to learn and much room to grow. And I asked him, Jesus, why do you spend so much time with me that you take time out to instruct me and talk to me one-on-one? He said, because you're my favorite, Gail. And then I mentioned the Ash Wednesday earthquake in Seattle that hit me when I was living there in 2001. I said, am I the reason that nobody died? And he said, yes, you were the reason that nobody died in that Ash Wednesday earthquake. And then I said, Jesus, what do you want on my videos? He said, your struggles and your spirit will teach your followers the most. And I said, you really like my novel, Silver Skies, because I wrote that with my spirit. And he said, yes, you wrote it with your soul. The ultimate form of worship is to live for me. There are often no words at all. Just feel my spirit. Also, Gail, I want you to be careful about Zach Knight trying to get to you brain to brain. Be careful when you feel like I'm telling you to do something. If you ever get directions from me, check with Brent to make sure it's not Zach Knight. He says, I knew you all before you were born. I said, Jesus, why am I your favorite? It would take eons to explain, Gail. I said, so you like me to make videos? He said, yes, at least once a week, but I love more. Just again, make sure not to make them more than an hour. Yes, once a week is minimum. Don't make them more than 15 minutes, though he said if I read Brent's emails, I could go past 15 minutes. Don't make any more, or at least that's what Brent told me. Don't make any more hour-long videos. That last video exceeded 15 minutes by 11 seconds. As long as you don't make one long video and then try to cheat by editing it into smaller pieces, you are okay. 15-minute videos about specific subjects. It's because I don't want to lose our audience. It's a fast-paced world now, Gail. So I said, Jesus, why am I your favorite? He said, it would take eons to explain, Gail. He said, you all are, he's referring to me, Terrance, and Brent. He said, you're like my modern-day disciples. He said, just be your beautiful self, Gail, in your videos. You know, he wants my heart to shine in my videos. I asked him how he felt about My Utmost for His Highest, which was my favorite devotional book when I was a young lady. He said, great book. Oswald Chambers is a great guy. And let me tell you, I've been really getting into that devotional book, and I brought it back into my life and started reading it about a month ago, and I am growing so much from reading that devotional book. I've even put it on my opening web page so that people can link to it and, read it along with me, and we can all grow together. That is a fantastic devotional book. And Oswald Chambers, what he teaches in My Utmost for His Highest is very close to what Jesus has been teaching me over the past year. So it's a really good book to read if you want to get into Jesus's mind. And I asked him, Jesus, how he felt about stories of great Christians, which I listen to just about every day on Moody Bible Institute, put it on their radio station. And he said, learning from good examples is great. And I started going into a discourse about salvation and crowns. And Jesus said, Gail, you will be casting those crowns to me anyway. That means that even after you receive an award, you still only did it because you love me. And he said, salvation is about being good and being happy to do good things because you're free. I asked Jesus how he felt about the sex dummies for the men on my marriage list. He said it helps their urges. And I said, in the millennium, are the other men on my marriage list going to get your glowing semen, Jesus? He said, nope, it goes just to Brent. I said, will I be making love to the others on the marriage list during the millennium? He said, yes. He said, you're going to be officially married to Brent, but you can make love to the others. That's in the millennium. The dummies won't be necessary in the millennium. I said, so it's going to be okay for me to make love to Brent, but I can only make love to the others on the marriage list. If I go outside of that, it would be wrong. And I think Jesus said, yes, that is correct. And I said, boy, the Jesuits, they just make love with anybody, everything. They do like group sex. And Jesus said the Jesuits have no concept of moderation. And then I told Jesus as he got to the end, because he was correcting me a lot. And I said, Jesus, I know that you love me, and that you have the deepest love for me, and that you tell me these things to prepare me for what's to come and out of deepest love for me. And I just wanted to let you know, Jesus, that I really appreciate you. And he said, I'm so glad, Gail. He said, you're pretty great. And I just wanted to give you tidbits of that conversation with Jesus. Here's some stuff from Brent Spiner. November 19th, 2012. Dear Gail, your website is looking amazing. Great job on it. Congratulations on finishing your Microsoft Word courses. Well, that's a monumental achievement. Maybe I'm just old, but an employer conducting an interview by Yahoo Instant Messenger is awful strange. Would you mind getting me a copy of your chat logs tomorrow? You should be able to do a select all after left-clicking inside the window where the text is, and then you can copy and paste the conversation into a document. Be careful about transmitting personal information over the messenger, of course. If in doubt, don't hesitate to say no or walk away. Always watching out for you. Your husband, Brent Spiner. This was in regard to my job search. November 20th, 2012. Dear Gail, I think that job is most likely a scam. Although I am curious now as to what it is. What was the specific name of the company? Did they have a website? Your husband, Brent Spiner. Then here's his email to me on November 20th, 2012. My dear Gail, this company is most definitely a scam. It would be best not to talk to this woman, because she's probably going to want you to give her money or critical personal information. I just wanted to catch you as quickly as I could to let you know this. Your husband, Brent Spiner. I'm just mentioning this because Brent always looks out for me. Sometimes I don't hear from him for a while, but if there's something where he needs to write me because he's afraid I'm going to get in trouble with you, he will respond immediately if he's able to. And I just want to let the world know what an awesome man I have in my life. I had problems with one of my emails this past week, and I spent all day trying to fix that particular email on my computer, and nothing worked. I did system restores, cleared out the cookies, tried to redo Internet Explorer 9, uninstall it, reinstall it. Nothing worked. And finally, I told Brent, I give up. Can you have one of Vladimir's computer gurus get on my computer and work on this? And I explained in detail to Brent my problem and asked him to have, Vladimir's computer people get on my computer. And then I slept on it, and the next morning when I woke up, it was fixed. I didn't know if it was Brent or what. And I wrote an email to Brent and let him know about it. And then he wrote me on November 22nd, 2012, this email. Dear Gail, which is Thanksgiving. As you noticed, we were able to fix your email issues for you. I'm glad it's working now. That must have been frustrating. So far, I've had no problems with using Gmail as a personal email service. I told him I was switching over to Gmail now. I think it's pretty easy to use. I bet you would enjoy taking a class on it. I told him I was going to take a class on it because it would help me learn. It was part of like my Microsoft Outlook training, which I'm doing as part of my job search strategy. And I've studied Microsoft Word and Excel and got certificates in both of those. And now I'm working on studying Microsoft Outlook. I'm just beefing up my skills for my job search. Even I don't know how to use all of Gmail's intricacies. I'd like to see you taken care of without having to deal with the constant threat of scammers or having to jump through hoops for dead ends. The economy has been so rough these days, especially in Florida. I'll be in prayer over it as well as I do my own research. He's going to try to find a way for me to get some money outside of looking for jobs. Anyway, I just wanted to wish you a happy Thanksgiving today and let you know that I am thinking about you. I've been thankful for over 20 years to have met you and have you in my life. I am thankful for all the letters, all the prayers, all the lovemaking, and all the times you've supported me, even in my darkest hours. You lifted my spirits to new heights as a man, an actor, a comedian, a soldier, and a lover. I'm so lucky to have such a beautiful and devoted woman at my side forever. I hope you have nothing less than a very wonderful day today. Your husband, Brent Spiner. And I wrote him, I want to thank you so much for your awesome letter. I have been busy working on my website this Thanksgiving, and I think you'll love what I did to my opening page at GabrielChana.com. Brent, what can I say? You have been my inspiration since I first figured out you fell in love with me in 1991. Your love inspired me to write a masterpiece novel, to grow as a Christian into Jesus' favorite, so that he can use me in ways I never dreamed possible. You and I together have created an army for good in all that is loving and true. Jesus has used us to found the greatest church, Church of Gail, that has ever been in existence, perhaps since the Apostle Paul. The greatness in you inspired the greatness in me, and together we have become a colossus for Jesus Christ. You adored the greatness and vastness that you savored in me when the sparks of our love only sputtered for existence. Then those sparks emerged into a vastness that overcame all the darkness that Satan drenched over us, and rose above that darkness until the day that Jesus Christ emerged from within our love to raise us up into a towering mountain of vastness and love that will go on into the millennium and eternity. This love is so high that only those who have experienced the vastness of Jesus Christ understand and believe in us. Others, locked into Satan's darkness and cynicism, can only see us through their tiny prism, only absorbed with self and what can be seen before them. The beauty of the Spirit rises above the flesh and into eternity, where our love dwells. When we make love, our love hovers above us like a spirit, rushing into eternity. Is it no wonder this love is so misunderstood? It takes a vast soul to understand another vast soul. The rest of the world only sees us through their own perspective, a perspective that has never experienced vastness that is limited by their own narrow and only flesh and blood experience. When lovers like ourselves rise above flesh and blood experience, when our lovemaking and intercourse mingles with the heavens and eternity, only those who have experienced this eternity can believe in our love. Those who feel our love, which we have flowed into our church and into those we have incorporated into our vastness, share that vastness with us, and we all rise together above the fray and over the darkness into an eternity of love spreading outward and onward. Happy Thanksgiving, my awesome and vast lover. I'm so proud of who you are. Your devoted wife, Gail. Oh, I can't even get this thing.